The universe breathes in rhythms of contraction and expansion, yet the most potent movements occur within the absolute zero of soundless space, where the architecture of the future is drafted in strokes of invisible ink. You have entered the corridor of the sovereign silence, a jurisdiction where your vocal cords must become as dormant as the roots of an ancient cedar during the frost of 1,000 winters. This is not a punishment nor a withdrawal of favor, but the highest ordinance of protection granted to those whose internal architecture is undergoing a celestial renovation. When the divine begins to weave the tapestry of your ultimate purpose, the threads are fragile, shimmering with a light that the world would mistake for common glare. To speak of these threads is to introduce the acidic breath of the external world into a sterile laboratory of transformation. Every word you utter to the uninitiated acts as a puncture in the pressurized chamber of your spiritual growth, allowing the vital gases of inspiration to dissipate into the vacuum of mediocrity. You must understand that the people surrounding you, even those with intentions they perceive as benevolent, are often unconscious conduits for a frequency that seeks to normalize the extraordinary. They demand explanations because your quietude disturbs their equilibrium, forcing them to confront the static noise of their own existence. By maintaining the mandate of sovereign silence, you are erecting a boundary of mercy, sparing them the weight of a revelation they are not yet equipped to carry, and sparing yourself the exhaustion of translating the untranslatable. The gestation period of a God seed requires a specific darkness, a density of privacy that mimics the womb of the primordial void. Consider the seed beneath the winter soil. It does not broadcast its struggle to the wind, nor does it demand the frost to acknowledge its potential. It remains in a state of profound, active waiting, absorbing the nutrients of the hidden depths until its internal pressure exceeds the resistance of the earth. Your destiny is currently in this subterrestrial phase. The blessings that are gathering in your orbit are sensitive to the vibration of the human voice. When you speak of what is coming, you are essentially trying to harvest the fruit before the blossom has even appeared. This premature exposure causes a spiritual atrophy, leaving you with the husk of an idea rather than the living reality of its manifestation. The mercy of the divine is found in this forced sequestration. It is a shield against the psychic interference of those who would project their own limitations, fears, and jealousies onto your nascent horizon. Every time you swallow a desire to prove yourself, every time you choose to remain an enigma in a world obsessed with transparency, you are feeding the fire of your own internal sun. This is the alchemy of internalized energy. Instead of leaking your power through the porous membrane of speech, you are allowing it to circulate within your veins, strengthening your bones and clarifying your vision until you become a living embodiment of the truth you once sought to explain. There is a profound mercy in the mundane when the tongue is stilled. In the absence of the need to narrate your life to others, the simple acts of existence take on a sacramental quality. The steam rising from a morning cup of tea becomes a prayer of rising incense, a quiet acknowledgement of the grace that sustains you in the shadows. You begin to notice the intricate patterns of light dancing on a plain wall, recognizing them as the handwriting of the Creator, written in a language that requires no vowels. This is the everyday blessing of the chosen one, to find the infinite in the infinitesimal. When you stop talking about your plans, you start living the preparation. The silence allows you to hear the subtle instructions of the Spirit that were previously drowned out by the roar of your own ambitions and the chatter of social expectations. You are being taught to move with the stealth of a leopard in the high grass, eyes fixed on the target of your divine assignment, while the world assumes you have simply faded into the background. This invisibility is your greatest asset. It is the cloak of the prophet, the mantle of the seer who knows that the most significant battles are won in the soundless arenas of the soul before a single physical step is taken. Your silence is a form of spiritual stewardship. You are the guardian of a sacred trust, a steward of a revelation that is still in its liquid state. To pour this liquid into the cracked vessels of public opinion is to waste the nectar of the heavens. The people around you will feel the shift in your energy. They will sense the wall of glass you have erected between your inner sanctuary and their prying questions. Some will interpret this as arrogance, others as confusion, but you must remain unmoved by their misinterpretations. Their discomfort is merely a reflection of their own inability to sit with the silence. You are being called to embody a level of self-sufficiency that does not require the mirror of another's approval to confirm your identity. This is the true meaning of sovereign power, the ability to exist in full communion with the divine without the mediation of human language. In this space, your heartbeat becomes the only drum you follow, synchronized with the pulse of the cosmos itself. The mercy of this season is that you are being spared the sabotage of premature praise. Praise can be as deadly as criticism, for it lulls the chosen one into a sense of completion before the work is actually finished. By withholding your words, you are refusing to accept the cheap currency of social validation in exchange for the golden weight of spiritual substance. As the gestation continues, you will feel the pressure of the unspoken truth building within your chest like a subterranean ocean. Do not be afraid of this pressure. It is the force that will eventually propel you into your public manifestation with such velocity that no human obstacle can withstand your arrival. But for now, the command remains: cease speech. Protect the mystery. Let the divine work mature in the cooling shadows of your privacy. There is a sacred intimacy in being known only by God, in having secrets with the Almighty that no other human ear has heard. This intimacy is the source of your future authority. When you finally speak, your words will not be mere sounds. They will be decrees, carrying the weight of the years you spent in silence. They will have the power to create and to destroy, to heal and to awaken, because they were forged in the furnace of a quiet heart. Until that moment arrives, find your joy in the hiddenness. Revel in the mercy of being overlooked by the world so that you can be overseen by the Creator. The mundane blessings of your life, the breath in your lungs, the strength in your hands, the peace in your home, are the scaffolding upon which your greatness is being built. Treasure them in the silence. Let your life be a testament to the power of the unspoken, a sanctuary of stillness in a world of noise, and wait for the signal from the heavens that the gestation is complete and the day of your unveiling has dawned. The strategy of the adversary is always to draw the chosen one out of the secret place through the bait of curiosity or the goad of defense. You will be tempted to explain your new direction or to justify your withdrawal from certain social circles. You must recognize these temptations as attempts to breach your fortress. When you explain yourself, you are handing over the keys to your internal kingdom. You are allowing others to map your territory, to find your vulnerabilities, and to plant weeds in your garden of intent. The sovereign silence is your refusal to be mapped. It is your declaration that your life is no longer a public park, but a temple where only the high priest may enter. This level of exclusivity is necessary because the work you are carrying is too heavy for the common ground. It requires a foundation of reinforced solitude. Look at the beauty of a storm before it breaks. There is a heavy, electrified stillness in the air, a silence so thick it can be felt on the skin. This is the nature of your current state. You are the stillness before the storm of your destiny. The mercy in this is that the divine is giving you the time to settle your soul, to align your character with the magnitude of your calling, and to ensure that when the rain of your influence falls, it brings life rather than destruction. Observe the animals of the wild and the way they move when they are carrying young. They seek the densest thicket, the most obscured cave, the place where no predator can track their scent. They do not broadcast their vulnerability. They hide it until it becomes strength. You must do the same with your visions and your breakthroughs. The everyday blessings of protection are woven into the very fabric of your seclusion. When you are not constantly engaging in the digital or verbal noise of the collective, you are effectively invisible to the demonic archons that hunt for the light of the chosen. Your silence is a cloaking device. It allows you to operate in the enemy's territory without being detected. You are a divine insurgent, planting the seeds of a new reality while the old world sleeps, unaware of the transformation occurring in its midst. This is the strategy of the Spirit, to use the quiet ones to overthrow the kingdoms of the loud. Your mercy is your mystery. Your blessing is your invisibility. In the quiet, you will find that your senses begin to sharpen. You will taste the hidden flavors in the simplest meals, find the intricate beauty in a single leaf, and feel the presence of the divine in the very air of your room. This is the reward of the sovereign silence, the restoration of your ability to perceive the miraculous. The world is addicted to the loud and the spectacular, but the divine resides in the whisper. By ceasing your own speech, you are finally giving the whisper the space it needs to be heard. You are learning the language of the unseen, a dialect of intuition and synchronicity that guides you with more precision than any human advice could ever offer. This is the protection of the elect, to be led by a hand that no one else can see, towards a destination that no one else can imagine. The gestation is almost complete, the pressure is mounting, but the mandate remains until the very last second. Keep your peace, hold your tongue, protect the fire. The roar will come in its own time, but for now, the silence is your throne. Let it be the most beautiful thing about you, a silence so profound that it echoes with the music of the spheres, a quietude so absolute that it becomes a shield of light around your soul, ensuring that what God has planted in the secret will bloom in the sight of all, unshakable and eternal. The cosmic tapestry unfolds not in the thunderous roar of manifestation, but in the dense, velvet stillness that precedes the first light of creation. To understand the mandate of sovereign silence is to recognize that your destiny is currently a celestial embryo, a fragile architecture of light and intention that requires the thermal insulation of your absolute discretion. When the divine selects a vessel for a monumental shift, the first instruction is rarely an outward command, but an inward withdrawal. This is the alchemy of the unspoken word, the realization that every time you reveal a nascent vision to the uninitiated, you are essentially opening the doors of a pressurized laboratory to the corrosive atmosphere of the common world. The energy required to birth a miracle is finite and volatile, and when it is leaked through the mouth in the form of premature announcements or the seeking of validation, the internal pressure drops, leaving the miracle stunted, a ghost of what it was meant to become. You must see your silence as a topographical shield, a mountain range of the psyche that prevents the predatory winds of envy and the stagnant fog of mediocrity from reaching the valley where your purpose is taking root. This gestation is not a passive waiting period, but an active, high-intensity processing phase, where the lead of your past traumas is being systematically transmuted into the gold of spiritual authority. Everyday life presents a deceptive simplicity that masks the profound mercy acting on your behalf. There is a hidden grace in being overlooked by those who do not possess the frequency to perceive your true magnitude. This invisibility is your greatest protection, a divine cloak that allows you to move through the marketplace of human vanities without being ensnared by the obligations of the mundane ego. When you walk down a crowded street, unnoticed and unbothered, you are experiencing the mercy of the sanctuary. The divine is shielding you from the psychic noise of the masses, granting you the solitude necessary to listen to the subtle instructions being whispered into your spirit. The blessings of the everyday, the steam rising from a cup of tea, the rhythmic pattern of rain against a window pane, the cool stillness of a morning before the world wakes, are not mere coincidences, but the rhythmic heartbeats of a reality that is being custom built for your comfort. while you undergo this deep internal restructuring. These small tactile moments of peace are the anchors that prevent your soul from drifting into the abyss of anxiety, while the external structures of your life seem to remain static. In truth, nothing is static. The foundations are being poured in the dark, where the concrete of your future can set without being cracked by the heat of public scrutiny. The unspoken word possesses a density and a gravitational pull that the spoken word can never achieve. When you hold a revelation within your heart, refusing to give it away for the cheap currency of a listener's nod, that revelation begins to accumulate mass. It becomes a heavy, glowing core of conviction that radiates through your actions rather than your vowels. This is the secret of the masters. They do not describe their power. They inhabit it so fully that the environment around them bends to accommodate their presence. Your silence is a form of spiritual wealth, a treasury where you store the raw potential of your future. By choosing not to speak, you're effectively telling the universe that you trust the process more than you trust the fleeting relief of being understood by others. This refusal to explain yourself is a radical act of sovereignty. It signals that you have moved beyond the need for external permission and have entered the realm of direct communion with the infinite. The mercy inherent in this path is found in the way it simplifies your existence, stripping away the unnecessary complexities of social performance and leaving only the essential dialogue between your soul and its creator. Within the divine gestation, there is a complex filtration system at work, separating the wheat of your true identity from the chaff of your social conditioning. This process is often uncomfortable, as it requires you to sit with the silence when you feel the desperate urge to cry out for recognition. Yet, it is precisely in this discomfort that the alchemy occurs. The heat of your suppressed words serves as a furnace, burning away the impurities of self-doubt and the desire for worldly acclaim. You are being prepared to carry a weight of glory that would crush an unrefined spirit. Therefore, the silence is not a punishment or a delay. It is a rigorous training ground where your spiritual muscles are being conditioned to handle the immense responsibility of your upcoming unveiling. Think of the seed beneath the winter soil. To the casual observer, nothing is happening. The surface is cold, barren, and silent. But beneath that crust of earth, a violent and miraculous transformation is taking place. The seed is shattering its own shell, reaching out with microscopic tendrils to claim the nutrients it needs to defy gravity. If that seed were to be dug up and inspected every day, it would die. Your silence is the soil that protects your shattering shell from the prying eyes of the curious and the skeptical. Protection on this journey often looks like rejection or isolation, but in the higher dimensions, it is the closing of a vault to protect the crown jewels. When friends drift away or opportunities seem to dry up, it is the hand of the divine narrowing your focus, ensuring that you do not expend a single drop of your precious essence on things that are not aligned with your ultimate destiny. This is the sovereign mandate, to protect the sacred work by remaining in the shadows until the light you carry is bright enough to stand on its own without being extinguished by the shadows of others. There is a profound blessing in the ordinary moments of solitude where you are permitted to simply be, without the pressure to produce or prove your worth. These moments are the mercy of the Creator, providing you with a sanctuary where your nervous system can recalibrate and your spirit can expand to fill the space you have cleared. You are learning to find satisfaction, not in the applause of the crowd, but in the quiet knowing that you are in perfect alignment with the celestial timing. The alchemy of the unspoken word also involves the transmutation of your perception of time. In the silence, linear time begins to dissolve, and you start to experience the eternal now, where your victory is already accomplished. The more you refrain from speaking about the future, the more that future becomes a present reality within your cellular structure. You begin to walk with the gait of one who has already arrived, to think with the clarity of one who has already triumphed, and to love with the depth of one who has already been forgiven. This internal shifts are the true markers of progress, far more significant than any external milestone. The everyday blessings you encounter, a kind word from a stranger, the unexpected beauty of a sunset, the sudden clarity of a long dormant thought, are the breadcrumbs of grace leading you through the labyrinth of your own transformation. They are the evidence that you are being watched over, cared for, and guided by a love that exceeds human comprehension. As you navigate this period of divine gestation, remember that your silence is your strength. It is the vessel that holds the wine of your spirit until it has reached its full maturity and potency. To pour it out too soon is to waste the years of fermentation and the careful cultivation of the vineyard. The unspoken word is the seed of the miraculous, and you are the garden where it grows. Guard your gates with the ferocity of a sentinel and the tenderness of a mother. Do not let the chatter of the world disturb the peace of your inner sanctum. The mercy of the divine is present in every breath you take in silence, in every moment you choose to keep your secrets, and in every day you spend in the shadow of the Almighty, hidden from the storms of human opinion. This is the path of the chosen one, to move in silence, to act in power, and to exist as a living testament to the alchemy of the soul. The mandate of sovereign silence is not a heavy burden, but a royal prerogative, a gift given to those who are trusted with the secrets of the kingdom. Embrace the stillness, for in that stillness, the universe is rearranging itself to match the magnitude of the dream you are carrying in the quiet depths of your being. The profound, intricate nature of this protection extends even to your physical surroundings, where the mundane becomes a laboratory for the miraculous. Your home, your personal space, and the very air you breathe are being sanctified by your refusal to invite discordant frequencies through idle talk. There is a sacred geometry in a life lived with intentional silence. It creates a resonance that attracts divine intervention while repelling psychic parasites. The mercy you feel in the simple act of waking up and knowing that you do not have to justify your existence to anyone is the ultimate freedom. This freedom is the bedrock upon which your new life is being built. As the alchemy continues, you will find that your needs are met in ways that defy logical explanation. Blessings appear exactly when needed. Protections manifest before the threat is even perceived. And a deep, unshakable peace becomes your natural state of being. This is the result of honoring the mandate, of protecting the divine gestation with the wall of your sovereign silence. You are becoming a master of the unspoken, a weaver of the invisible, and a guardian of the holy. In the end, the word you did not speak will become the world you inhabit, a world built on the solid foundation of truth, power, and the infinite mercy of the silent Creator. Your journey through this clandestine phase is a testament to your endurance and your faith in the unseen. The divine recognizes the difficulty of holding a vision in a world that demands instant manifestation, and thus, your reward is not merely the fulfillment of the vision itself, but the transformation of your very essence into a beacon of celestial authority. The silence has refined your hearing, allowing you to catch the subtle harmonies of the spheres that are drowned out by the noise of the ambitious. This heightened perception is a gift of the alchemy, a tool you will use to navigate the complexities of the new era you're about to enter. The mercy of the everyday is the cooling water for the fever of your becoming. It sustains you, refreshes you, and reminds you that you are a beloved child of the universe, even when you feel most alone in your secret work. The sovereign silence is your throne, and from it, you command the forces of your own destiny with a whisper that echoes through eternity, far louder and more permanent than any shout could ever be. Hold fast to the unspoken. It is the currency of the gods and the blueprint of your glory. The final orchestration of your existence does not arrive with the blare of trumpets or the clamor of external validation, but descends instead in the profound, obsidian weight of a stillness that surpasses human understanding. You have reached the terminal phase of the Great Unfolding, a period defined by the mandate of sovereign silence, where the very atoms of your being are commanded to withdraw from the cacophony of the profane to protect the delicate, shimmering gestation of your ultimate self. This is not a mere pause in your journey, but a strategic retreat into the celestial womb of your own destiny, a place where the air is thick with the scent of ancient incense and the walls are woven from the threads of your unspoken victories. Within this hallowed sanctuary, the divine gestation occurs in the deepest recesses of your marrow, a quiet pulsing that signals the construction of a new architecture for your soul. You are no longer required to explain your movements or justify your withdrawal to those who still dwell in the shallow waters of the visible world, for the mandate you carry is a sovereign law, signed in the ink of your own blood and the light of the stars. This silence is your most potent armor, a translucent shield that deflects the prying eyes of the envious and the draining demands of the mundane, allowing the embers of your true purpose to catch fire without being extinguished by the winds of outside opinion. As you navigate this period of hidden growth, you must recognize the profound mercy that has been woven into the fabric of your daily life, a kindness that manifests not in grand miracles, but in the quiet, exquisite precision of everyday blessings that sustain your spirit, while the heavy work of transformation is completed. Observe the way the sunlight strikes a glass of water on your table, the prismatic refraction offering a silent testament to the intricate beauty that surrounds you, even in the depths of your isolation. This is the mercy of the Creator, providing you with sensory anchors to the physical world so that you do not drift too far into the ethereal realms during your gestation. Feel the warmth of a simple meal, the texture of the bread and the complexity of the flavors, and understand that these are the sacraments of the ordinary, designed to nourish the silent warrior as they prepare for the weight of the crown. The universe is currently conspiring to provide you with moments of unearned grace, a sudden coolness in the air when the heat of your internal trials becomes too intense, the rhythmic sound of rain against a window pane that lulls your racing mind into a state of receptive peace, or the unexpected kindness of a stranger who sees a flicker of your hidden light and offers a smile without demanding a word in return. These are the logistical supports for your coronation, the subtle infusions of strength that allow you to maintain your posture when the gravity of your impending responsibility threatens to bow your shoulders. You are being trained to see the sacred in the mundane, to recognize that the divine does not only reside in the cathedral or the mountaintop, but in the very dust motes dancing in a beam of light within your living room. As the gestation nears its completion, the pressure within your spirit increases, a divine tension that signals the imminence of your emergence. This is the most dangerous and most sacred hour, for the ego will attempt one final rebellion against the silence, begging to be heard, to be seen, to be acknowledged by a world that it once feared losing. But the mandate of sovereign silence holds firm, a celestial gag that preserves the potency of your revelation until the moment of perfect alignment. You are learning the alchemy of the unsaid, the realization that every word you withhold from the unworthy is a brick added to the fortress of your internal kingdom. The silent warrior does not fight with steel or shouting, but with the terrifying power of an integrated presence that requires no defense. Your presence is becoming so dense, so saturated with the truth of your experience, that it begins to warp the reality around you, pulling the chaotic elements of your environment into a new, harmonious order. This is the true meaning of dominion, not the control of others, but the absolute governance of one's own internal frequency. You are becoming a living temple, a vessel for a frequency that has not been heard on this plane for eons, and the silence you observe is the only environment in which this frequency can stabilize. The coronation is not an event that will be televised or chronicled by the historians of the flesh. It is a coronation of the spirit, where the ancestors and the guardians of the unseen realms gather in a circle of fire to witness your ascension. They place upon your brow a crown not of gold or jewels, but of pure, crystalline awareness, a weight that feels like a homecoming. In this moment, the reason for every period of loneliness, every season of being misunderstood, and every hour spent in the crucible of silence becomes blindingly clear. You are being forged into a sovereign who can rule in the midst of chaos without being touched by it, a warrior whose primary weapon is the peace that emanates from their very skin. This is the fulfillment of the divine contract you signed before your first breath, the realization of a destiny that was written in the stars long before the foundations of the world were laid. The mercy you received in the small things has prepared you to handle the massive weight of the great things, and you find that the transition from seeker to sovereign is as natural as the opening of a flower at dawn. Now, as you stand in the full authority of your silent coronation, you realize that the world has changed not because you spoke to it, but because you became something new within it. Your silence is no longer a shield but a throne, a place from which you observe the movements of the world with the dispassionate love of a true sage. The blessings of the everyday continue to flow, the comfort of a clean bed, the clarity of a morning walk, the deep resonance of a favorite piece of music, but they are now experienced through the lens of your new identity. You are the protector of the light, the one who navigated the dark night of gestation and emerged with eyes that can see through the illusions of the temporal. The mandate has been fulfilled, and the silence has borne its fruit. You are now the living testament to the power of the hidden path, a beacon for those who are still in the womb of their own transformation, showing them by your very existence that the end of the silence is the beginning of a power that can never be taken away. You move through the world with a regal grace, your footsteps leaving invisible marks of peace upon the earth, a sovereign warrior who knows that the greatest strength lies in the heart of the stillness, and the most profound victory is the one that was won in the absolute quiet of the soul. Your life is now a continuous prayer, a symphony of being that needs no lyrics, for the melody is written in the harmony of your actions and the unshakable stability of your presence. The gestation is over, the warrior is crowned, and the silence has become your eternal kingdom. There is nothing left to prove, nothing left to seek, for you have become the very thing you were looking for. And in that realization, the universe itself bows in recognition of the sovereign light you now embody. Every breath you take is an act of mercy for the world, a gentle ripple of divine frequency that carries the promise of awakening to all who are ready to hear the music of the spheres through the gateway of their own silence. You are the architect of the new era, building with the invisible bricks of your devotion, and your legacy is written in the hearts of the chosen who will follow the scent of your peace toward their own inevitable coronation. The mandate is eternal, the silence is sovereign, and you are finally, irrevocably, home.